Hey, what's up guys? This is Johan, and on this video I'll be doing an update of all my aquariums. Alright guys, so I'll just be doing for the most part behind the video or behind the camera behind the camera type shoot again. I usually do this for most of my general updates. So for now, let's start in the office. So this is the office tank right in front of me. My last video I did, I'll put a link and the card right up here in the top right corner of this DIY protein skimmer. It's doing awesome actually, and I put that video on Monday, and it took about 2 weeks and 3 days for it to finally start breaking in, and you can see it's making that awesome skimmate, just bubbling over. So I just need to fine-tune it just a little bit so it's actually working. And then what I'm thinking of doing is starting to drill here so I could have a little drain port or something, or maybe at the bottom, because the little area that it starts the collection cup right down here, it is not 100%, it's not tall enough, so it doesn't hold enough skimming. So I might just put a drain port on here, but it's doing really nice for a little DIY Voss water bottle protein skimmer. Besides that, all the corals are doing fine. I did remove my canopy temporarily. I just have it on one of my old mic stands, and my light is up here. So I did remove the canopy and just put the light up. And I have the white lights on finally, because it's a little bit higher up than it used to be, because it was about 2 inches or so. So I wanted it a little bit higher, and so I could keep the light at full intensity. And clownfish are all doing alright. Only problem is the bigger one is attacking the tiny one, so the tiny one is just hidden back here, and it only mainly comes out if I come home and start feeding them. But the bigger one has been bullying the little one, and I think usually they do bully the smaller ones into submission until so they could start being a bonded pair. But for some reason this aggression is a little bit too much, so I gotta keep my eye on them, make sure it doesn't kill the other one. If I need to, I'll probably move the little one somewhere else. I'll probably put it in the 20 Gallon Nano, but I'll just have to keep my eye on these guys. Here guys, so the 10 gallon office tank is doing really well. I think it's been set up for 4 months or 5 months. I can't remember. I just set it up on a whim. But the corals are pretty much doing fine. They aren't really showing any explosive growth. For example, this acro right here, it is growing on the tips, but not so much on the base, because this coral usually base out first and then starts to branch out. So I do see some branches forming, but this was dry rock behind, and there is a known issue. If you start with dry rock, corals don't really base out on them fast enough, as fast as they would on live rock. So I'm just gonna monitor it, and I think it will eventually catch on. But as compared to this, is a fast growing acro, but I have another few frags down here, and if you guys could see how they all already pretty much based out. That one in back right there is based out on that little coral plug thing that I have. That was sitting in the aquarium for a good long time, and so it's pretty much live rock basically, and all the frags that are on there are already based out. So I'm guessing that the new rock is kind of holding it back just a little bit, but all the euphyllias on this side are doing good. They're just here doing their own thing. They're a little bit closed up because the flow is a little bit high, and the lights have been on for only an hour. So in about 3 hours they should open up a little wider. And then all the little corals I just have here, a few Monty, Phosphora digitata and stuff, just have them sprinkled all over the place. Another coral one coral that has been taken off is the mushrooms back here. You can see how it's here and it's slowly going all over the place. One thing I did have besides coral that is in the system that is taken off a lot are these feather dusters, and you can see how this rock is just covered with them. I did have a few of them from before. Just about all the rocks in here came from the 75-gallon tank, and this one in particular had about, I'd say 10. Now it's way too much, so I have the feather dusters all over the tank. You see some here, some there, some on this bioball, but this one has a red crown actually, and then a few others everywhere. So system is going fine. I just let it be. I don't really stick my hands in this tank. There's no need to, unless I'm putting something in or just changing some water. Nothing too crazy with this tank, but it's a nice little tank when I'm sitting at my office. Just something of inspiration. Anyways guys, let's go see the other tanks in the living room. Alright guys, so we are here in the living room, and here is the Queen Angel. Let me get this off because this is changing the color she has. There you go. There is that beautiful fish. Always happy to see me. Every time I come home, comes rushing out. And now I haven't fed her since I got home, so I need to go ahead and feed her. Little Voodoo. Oh, yeah, was your day, little Voodoo? Chilling? Not too much? Let me get this food out. A little hard using one hand in the camera. Okay, so now it's feeding time. There you go. So I usually feed these pellets. I mainly feed pellets for now. I'm just waiting until I get the system back up. But it's basically a Formula 2 pellet. It's basically herbivore, special for herbivores, and then I do feed her these pellets right here, some New Life Spectrum. So it's mainly pellets right now. I haven't really fed anything else to this angel, and it pretty much sticks to just about everything I feed. I think I did do some brine shrimp in the past before. But the brine shrimps are a little bit too small, and I haven't bought any mice. Haven't really bought any food. And it's just waiting until I settle myself on the aquariums. So that's that for the Queen Angel and her wooden system. Oh, I was doing a little bit of cleaning, so I put this in here, took it off the 20-gallon, rinsed it out completely, and put it on here for a couple hours. Or overnight. I might leave it on here for a day just to clarify the water. I got some carbon in here. There's no medication or anything. I just wanted the water to be a little bit clearer. So on to the next tank. The 20-gallon Nano. One of the systems that is always looking fine. All the coral have exploded. My last update, I think I did, I was changing around the euphyllia. This was down here, and some of the corals were on the sand bed. So like these were on the sand bed, that what you call it, that style of floor was on the sand bed. This hammer was on the sand bed, but I moved everything up a little bit, and it has been doing really nice. I still need to move a coral around. This actually, when I moved it, was right behind the frog spawn. The frog spawn reaching over, and this part was already dead from its fighting with whatever coral this is. That coral, the camera doesn't like focus, but I think that's some kind of chalice or some kind of lobo, not lobo. Anyways, it's some kind of chalice coral. I can't remember what it's called, or Cyphastra coral. So, is it Cyphastra? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, this coral, it sends out supers at night. It stung that stylo, so I moved it up here, and then the Euphyllia stinging it some more, so I moved it and back. So I kind of like the whole new coral scape with the Euphyllia all over here, and from this angle it looks pretty nice. Oh, the glass is a little dirty, need to clean it out. Shoot, shoot. Phosphates are kind of high in this system. See how much more nicer that looks. Yeah. So from this angle, I kind of like this new angle, and then from the top view, I put a little picture I took. It looks really nice. And up top, you could see all the nice little everything, all the corals looking really nice. This is the same aqua that's in the 10 Gallon Nano, just doing its thing. Then that pavonia right here, it's a slow growing coral, but it is growing. I do notice how much it has grown. If you guys, once it focuses, right there. So there are a couple of ridges, right there and there, that shows that it's growing. This mushroom back here, fuzzy mushroom, it was doing awesome in the 75 gallon, and then out of nowhere it started to die off, and I just put everything in here, so it's starting to open up again and come back. This poly little corals, it has taken off. I can't not even see the frag plug that it's on, or the circular frag plug that it's on. It's just everywhere now. It's even on the sand bed. So this is about to start taking over this entire lower half. So I may put something so it can uncross and not be in the sand bed, even though it will. I should probably take it off and start fragging it and put it in different places, but I just want it to be on its own. What I kind of would like to see is if I could get this entire thing to be that poly coral, so it'd be yellow. It's a yellow and orange, and a darker orange and a lighter green color from just one type of coral. It's doing awesome, so I'm just gonna leave it be. The only reason I don't want it to, I'll have to take off a few things, like the clam is really enjoying this nice little area, but if this coral, oops, sorry, scared the clam. But if these poly take over too much, I don't want them to encroach over the clam or any of the coral, so I may have to move some stuff around, just leave the polys down at the bottom. I have this little Zoa colony that I had for, I think this is my oldest coral that I've had since I've moved to my current address. It has just been going, can't even get a good shot of it, but it's like a green, it's a green zoanthed. It's just been one of those corals that's in my system. I started off with, I think, 5 heads, and I've never had any growth from it. Then it went down to 4 heads, and it stayed for 4 heads for the longest time. I put it in the nano, and it then turned into 2 heads because it kept getting knocked over by the crab. So I just went ahead and said, whatever, let me just leave it be. So the main one is just really large, and then there's one tiny one right down here. So you know what, just realized I've been showing you guys this without a filter on there, so that should get a little bit more clarity in what I'm saying. Yeah, there you go, you can see the 2 green heads. So a large one and a tiny one. It's only 2. It's been like that for a good long time. Nothing really is coming of it. So filter, no filter, filter, I mean no filter, filter, no filter. Yeah, so that pretty much wraps it up for most of my aquariums. I do have this quarantine system with the Clarky Clown over here still. I'm just scared whatever killed off all my fish. I'm scared to introduce it, so it has been in quarantine for 4 months. 4 months, if I'm not mistaken. Should be 4 months because the Queen Angel was in quarantine for 3 months, and this one is still in quarantine after my moving. So this has been in quarantine for about 4 months. Just left it in here. Feed it every day, and you know, it's doing its thing, just chilling. It swims up every now and then. It's not freaking out like all the other fish were, so just gotta keep an eye on it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna, well, I will have to eventually move it into the 75 gallon. This is my oldest fish. I've had this fish for going on 5 years. Is that right? I think I've been in hobby just about 5 years, so let's say 4.5 years. I've had this fish for, and it's been doing really well. Beside everything that comes at it, it's always the only survivor, or one of the only survivors. So right now it's the only survivor from all my other fish. So it's just in here. I want to make sure it's all healthy. I'm also slowly not topping the water off. If you can see the original line right there, that is some medication and some salt, and it has slowly been going down. And I test the salinity every day because this is hyposalinity, so I'm testing every day as it goes down just to make sure it doesn't go above 1.026. So that's a extremely slow way of raising your fish up from hyposalinity. May not be the best way, but it is one way, just letting the water evaporate slowly. Yep. So anyways guys, that pretty much wraps it up for this video. Just a quick update, or long update. I think this almost 10 minutes, maybe longer. I'll put a few little clips on here, make it look a little bit nicer. But if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, and also remember to subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one.